Edmodo is a learning management system that I really, really like. There is a ton of stuff that you can do with it, and it is really great for also connecting with other teachers and communities. So when you log into Edmodo, your screen here, your home screen is going to be pretty blank. But as you do things like follow topics and communities, there will be more added to it. So the first thing I'm going to go over to is how to make a group or a class. So within Edmodo, you want to go over to create a group. And I'm going to create, let's say I was teaching a third grade, I had a third grade class, so I would just type in third grade. You can obviously name it whatever you'd like. Then you want to select your grade, so I would choose third. And you can also choose the subject area, which is going to be all. And this group is primarily for students. I'm not making this group for teachers. You can also change the color if you want to. So let's say I want to make my third grade class red. So I have now created my third grade group. Once you've created this group, you need to add in your students, and you can even add like your students' parents to this group if you wanted to. Edmodo offers several ways to do that. You can get a code, you can email it, you can get a link, and you can search for people already on Edmodo. So all of your students and anyone that visits your Edmodo site will need to have an Edmodo account. You can manage your members in the group if you want to. You can always add people later, but what I'm going to go over now are posts. So anytime you have a group, you are brought to this main post page, and there are multiple types of posts you can make. First, you can just make some kind of note. Notes are really nice because you can do things like add files and links. You can add from your library, which I will go over what that is later. It allows you to format your text. And something I really, really like is that you can set a specific time and date to send your post out. So say you need to post something at 5 o'clock, but you know you won't be able to be at a computer to do that. You can set a time and it will do it for you. I'm just going to make a fake note so you can see what it looks like here, but I might say, welcome to third grade. And then all I need to do is click post. And this will then show up in the feed of anyone following or a part of my third grade group. Another part of Edmodo I really enjoy is that students can like this message so they can show that they've seen it. They can ask questions with the reply. They can share it and they can follow the post. The next type of thing you can post are assignments. If you want, you can actually load a document and post an assignment that way, and then students could see the announcement that's been made and download the document to fill it out. You can set due dates. You can lock it so that students cannot turn it in after the assignment has been set for once the due date has passed. They can't turn it in. And again, just like those notes, you can attach files, links, things from your Drive account, and you can set a time that you want it to be sent out. Third, you can do quizzes. Edmodo actually offers the option to make quizzes within their site, which is really useful. They can be graded, or if you already have one made, you can load it. Fourth are polls. You can ask questions. So say you need student responses about something that happened in class. So say you taught a lesson and you want to know if students feel that they fully understand the material. You could send out a poll that says, do you have any questions about today's lesson, or are you confident that you understand the material? And students could vote, and that would give you a good idea of, okay, do I need to review this material later, or are we good to move on? And finally, Edmodo offers something called snapshots. These are really, really neat. What you can do is pick either math or English language art standards, and if you tell Edmodo where you're from or what state you're in, they know based on the standardized testing in your states what the standards are. So if I chose math, it would then allow me to pick, and my Edmodo is set up for Virginia right now, and so our standardized testings are called standards of learning. It would pull out those standards though, and it can come up with questions for students to answer. And they call it a snapshot because then after students answer it, it gives you the student data back, and you can see, okay, who is understanding this standard, who maybe didn't do so well on the questions, and who really, really needs help, which I think is really nice. So those are the 5 main functions that Edmodo offers. I'm going to go back to the home screen here so you can see. You can see the post that I made showed up here. I'm also part of several other groups, and so anything they were posting would also get added here. The next thing I want to address are topics and communities. So topics, what Edmodo does is if you show all, it allows you to follow certain topics. So let's say I am really into working on creating a flipped classroom, or I really, really want to know more about project-based learning. If I select this topic, Edmodo can show me what everyone on Edmodo is posting about project-based learning. And I can actually follow this topic. And now on my home screen, anything that people are posting about project-based learning will show up here. So something that's really great about Edmodo is, even though it is a learning management system for your classroom, it really allows you to get to know other communities and what other teachers are doing. Like I said, I also want to talk about communities. Communities are something where you can add, so this was my elementary school. You can discover new communities and you can see what other people are posting. It's almost like following a more specific group. So say I really liked what this group was posting. I would follow it and then it would show up on my home screen. The next thing I want to talk about are badges, and those are under progress. So if you click on progress, you can see the groups you've created. So if I go into that 3rd grade group that I made, what I can do is actually, one, add grades in here, but under badges, I can award badges to students based on what they're doing. So say they behaved really well in class, I could award them a badge. Go back up to progress. If you click my student badges, you can actually add new badges and make a custom badge, or they have badges that you can award them anyway. So say you saw a student working really hard in class, I could select this badge and award it to one of my students. The final thing I'm going to talk about is the library, which is again up at the top left corner. So when you click this book, something I really, really like about Edmodo is it can link to your Google Drive or OneDrive account, but they also just have a library. So in here you can add in links and files that you may need. All you need to do is click add, and then you can choose files from your computer. You can add links, you can add quizzes you've made to the library, all sorts of stuff. And again, like I said, you could even link your Google Drive account, which is really useful. Overall, I think Edmodo is a great tool to use. I really enjoy that it's not just a learning management system for your students, but that you can also connect with other communities and see how is this teacher teaching science? How are these people approaching project-based learning? I think it really does a great job of fostering that kind of community aspect among teachers and allows us to see what everyone else is doing.